Hello friends, hi. So welcome you all to the next session on differentiation. Students, this is a very important session for you because in this session we are going to see the second order derivative problems where this would be a 5-mark questions which would be asked in your final year second PUC examination. So please be careful enough and follow each step carefully and understand it so that you can easily score 5 marks from these type of questions. Are you ready? I think you are excited to see what type of questions would be asked for 5 marks. Okay, I'm not going to keep you guessing for much. So let's directly get on to the topic. In the previous session, we have seen the concept of successive differentiation. That means finding the derivative more than once of the given function. So we are going to continue the same thing now. Okay, see, the first question is, if y is equal to a into e power mx plus b into e power nx, okay, show that d square y by dx square, that is second order derivative, minus m plus n into dy by dx plus mn into y is equal to 0. So this question has been asked 3 times in your main examination for 5 marks. Okay. So follow the steps carefully, friends. This is really a very important properties and very important questions also. You can easily get marks here. So let me take y is equal to a into e power mx plus b into e power n into x. All in this type of questions, always consider y as equation 1. Okay, next, first derivative. So y dash is nothing but, now a is a constant, you can keep aside. Now what is derivative of e power mx? We know derivative of e power mx is m into e power mx, isn't it? Okay, plus b is a constant, keep it aside. Derivative of e power nx is n into e power nx. Is it clear? So this is my first order derivative. You can keep it as equation 2. Okay. Now the second order derivative, that is d square y by dx square. I told you this can also be written as y double dash, or you can also write it as y2. Now I have a into m is a constant. Again, let me keep m also outside. Now again you have to differentiate e power mx. So now if you differentiate e power mx, as in previous case, you will get m into e power mx. Hope you are following it. Plus b into this n I'm going to take outside. Now derivative of e power nx is n into e power nx. Okay, so this is my equation 3. Very easy steps. Okay, hopefully you will be getting 2 marks here itself. Okay, for these kind of questions. Okay, let me keep it aside now. Now you consider my equation and show that it is equal to 0. Consider d square y by dx square minus m plus n into, okay, dy by dx plus mn into y is equal to, now I have to show that equal to 0. So don't take equals to 0. Okay, now what is second derivative? Let me take here. So second derivative is am into m. It is a into m square e power mx, okay, plus b n into n, b into n square e power nx. So I'm substituting for d square y by dx square. You can multiply and write this step again here, or else you can do it here. Okay, minus of m plus n into, now what is dy by dx? So please be careful. Dy by dx I already have here. So it is a m into e power mx, okay, plus b into n into e power nx. Is it clear? Plus m into n into y. Now substitute back what is y. So mn is multiplied to whole y. So it is a into e power mx plus b into e power nx. Is it clear? So I've just substituted. Now let me expand and see what I'm going to get. Okay, so this is nothing but, now I can't do anything here, so it is a m square into e power mx plus b n square into e power nx. Okay, please be careful in multiplying the terms. Now it's, let me multiply minus m first and then we'll multiply minus n. Okay, so if you multiply minus m here, now a I already have, m into m will be a m square into e power mx. Are you following? Now multiply minus m to this. Now plus into minus will be minus b. Here I have n. Here I have n. So b mn into e power nx. Is it clear? Here I have just multiplied minus m to this term. Okay. So I don't have a space here. I'm going to continue. Okay. If possible, you make sure you write the entire thing in single step. Okay. Minus. Now minus n into a into m. So it is minus a m n into e power mx. Okay. Now minus into plus will be minus b n into n will be n square into e power nx. Please be very careful in writing the multiplication terms. Okay. Plus, now see the terms, mn into a is a mn into e power mx. Okay. Minus, sorry, plus. So plus into plus will be, I have plus b into mn is b mn into e power nx. So I have done all my work carefully here. I have multiplied and see what all terms will get cancelled. Now look here, a plus a m square into e power mx minus a m square into e power mx will be cancelled. Okay. Next here I have plus b n square e power nx minus b n square e power nx again is got cancelled. Okay. Now plus a mn into e power mx minus a mn into e power mx term will be cancelled, and minus b mn into e power nx plus b mn into e power nx, entire terms are cancelled. So I'm going to get it as 0. Okay, is it clear? Very simple. Therefore, what did I get? I got y double dash, the same thing I've written it as d square y by dx square. Y double dash minus m plus n into y dash plus mn into y is equal to 0. This is what I have got, isn't it? So you just say hence proved. Okay, so this procedure will claim you 5 marks easily. Is it clear? So you can easily get 5 marks. You have to practice the sums once or twice. You can easily get it. Okay, shall we move to the next question? Right. Okay, so the next question I have is, if y is equal to 3 e power 2x plus 2 e power 3x, prove that whatever the term which has been given, so that is second derivative minus 5 times first derivative plus 6y equals to 0. So this question was asked in the year 2014 for 5 marks. So let us start the procedure. So I have y is equal to 3 into e power 2x plus 2 into e power 3x. Okay, so take it as equation 1. Okay, so now my first derivative is 3 is a constant, keep it aside. Derivative of e power 2x is 2 into e power 2x, isn't it? Okay, plus 2 is a constant, keep it aside. So derivative of e power 3x is 3 into e power 3x, right? So my second derivative would, this would be, okay, 3 2s are 6 times e power 2x plus 2 3s are 6 times e power 3x. So this is my y dash, that is the first derivative, take it as equation 2. Okay, now if you differentiate this again, so the second derivative would be, now 6 is a constant, scalar multiplication, keep it aside. Derivative of e power 2x is 2 into e power 2x, isn't it? Okay, plus again here 6 is a constant, keep it aside. Derivative of e power 3x is 3 into e power 3x. Is it clear? Therefore, we get this is nothing but 6 2s are 12 into e power 2x plus 6 3s are 18 into e power 3x. So, this is my equation 3, which is the second derivative. Is it clear? So, now we will consider, so what you are going to consider? D square y by dx square minus 5 times dy by dx, okay, plus 6y. So, this is nothing but, let me substitute everything. D square y by dx square, I already have it here, 12 into e power 2x plus 18 into e power 3x. Is it clear? Minus 5 into multiply dy by dx. So, dy by dx I already have here, 6 into e power 2x plus 6 into e power 3x. Is it clear? Next, plus 6 times y. What is y? Y is 3 into e power 2x plus 2 into e power 3x. Now, I have substituted. Let us remove the brackets and see what you are going to get. So, this term there is nothing, no change here. 12 into e power 2x plus 18 into e power 3x, okay, minus, what is 6 5s are? So, it is 30 into e power 2x plus into minus is again minus, 6 5s are is 30 into e power 3x. Is it clear? Okay, now plus, is it clear? Plus, what is 6 3s are? So, it is 18 into e power 2x, isn't it? Okay, plus, what is 6 2s are? 12 into e power 3x. Is it clear? Now, see how my terms are going to change. What are the terms I have? E power 2x here. Now, look here. This is 12 e power 2x and 18 e power 2x. If you add it, what you are going to get? So, 12 plus 18 will be 30 e power 2x. Okay. Next, look here. Plus 18 e power 3x, positive terms. I am just adding the positive terms. Okay. So, 12 plus 18 is 30. Now, again here plus 18 plus 12 is plus 30 into e power 3x. Okay. So, I have just added the positive terms with similar terms. Now, minus 30 into e power 2x minus 30 into e power 3x. You can see here 30 e power 2x with plus and minus terms will get cancelled. 30 e power 3x with plus and 30 e power 3x with minus. So, this is nothing but 0. Therefore, as I told you, you can write it as second derivative, okay, minus 5 times first derivative plus 6 times y is equal to 0. So, we are going to say hence proved. So, this procedure will give you 5 marks if they have asked you in the examination. Is it clear? So, hope you have understood this procedure. Only thing is, if you can practice well, you can easily claim 5 marks. Okay? Right. So, the third question we have is, if y is equal to sine inverse x, show that 1 minus x square into d square y by dx square minus x into dy by dx is equal to 0. Okay. Now, let us start with our regular procedure. Let me take y is equal to sine inverse of x. Treat it as equation 1. Now, if you differentiate with respect to x, left hand side will be dy by dx. So, dy by dx will be, what is derivative of sine inverse of x? We know 1 divided by root of 1 minus x square, isn't it? Derivative of sine inverse of x is root of 1 minus x square. Now, you cross multiply it, therefore, you get root of 1 minus x square into dy by dx. Okay, this is nothing but 1. Is it clear? So, you get this is nothing but 1. Now, I am going to do this question can be solved in two different ways. I am just following one method which is I feel is simple than the other one. Okay, you can try the other method in your worked example which is in your textbook. Okay, so what I am going to do now is squaring on both sides. So if you take square on both sides, see what you will get. Now this root will be root and square will be nullified. So you will get 1 minus x square, okay, into, this is a product of two terms, okay, so you will get dy by dx whole square. This is nothing but, now this is 1 square, there is no change. 1 square is nothing but 1 itself. Is it clear? So you got this step, and see how we are going to do it. Now you differentiate this step again. Okay, differentiate, let me take it as equation 2. Okay, differentiating equation 2 with respect to x. Okay, now in the previous two questions we considered LHS and showed RHS, but here you're going to automatically get the required result. Okay, now see here, now I have a product of two functions here. Let me use the product rule. Is it clear? So product rule is keep first function as it is, that is 1 minus x square. Is it clear? 1 minus x square is kept as it is. Now what is derivative of 2 times dy by dx? Are you following it? Derivative of 2 times dy by dx, that is, it's like derivative of x square. So derivative of x square is 2 times x dy by dx into, you have to differentiate dy by dx again. Please be careful in this step. So derivative of dy by dx will be d square y by dx square. Please be careful in this step. I have two functions here. Keep first function aside, derivative of, it's like f of x square. So it is 2 times f of x into derivative of f of x. That is, if you differentiate this again, which is already differentiated, I'll get the second derivative. Okay, plus now dy by dx whole square I have. Is it clear? Now differentiate 1 minus x square. So derivative of 1 is no, we know it is 0. So minus derivative of x square is 2x, isn't it? So this is nothing but is equal to, now right hand side is 1. We know 1 is a constant, derivative is 0. Okay, now you can see here in both the terms I have dy by dx common. Okay, so if you take dy by dx common and see what you're going to get, and you can also take 2 common. Okay, you can take 2 times dy by dx common. Okay, so what is left over? I have 1 minus x square and 2 times dy by dx is taken outside into d square y by dx square. Okay, now plus into minus is minus, 2 is taken outside, x, I have dy by dx whole square, but one term is taken outside, so I am keeping out one term, dy by dx. So this is equal to 0. Now if you divide by 2 times dy by dx on both sides. Okay, if you divide this term on both sides, so the left hand side term, this term will be cancelled. Is it clear? So if you divide, you are going to get 1 minus x square into d square y by dx square. Okay, minus x into dy by dx. This is nothing but, now right hand side is actually 0. If you divide anything non-zero term by 0, you are actually going to get 0. If you check it properly, this would be my term which I have to prove. So I have already proved it, so I need not consider anything. You can just say hence proved. Okay, so this is the procedure of solving this question for 5 marks, right? Moving on to the fourth question, friends. I have y is equal to 3 cos of log x and 4 sin of log x. Okay, so I have to show that x square into y2 plus x into y1, that is second derivative, first derivative, plus y is equal to 0. So this is almost, it looks like it's sealed as a supplementary question, 2014, 16, 17, 19, but who knows, this may be asked this time for the March exam itself. So let's hope that this would be asked this year. Okay, so we shall prove it. Before that, let me consider y is equal to 3 cos of log x plus 4 sin of log x. Okay, so consider this equation as equation 1. So if you differentiate this equation with respect to 1, you will get dy by dx. Okay, now 3 is a constant. Now what is actually derivative of cos? Now we know derivative of cos is minus sine of f of x, isn't it? Derivative of cos of f of x is minus sine f of x into derivative of log x. Remember, you have to differentiate log x. We know log x derivative is 1 by x. So I am taking divide by x. Is it clear? Okay, plus 4 into, now derivative of sine of f of x is cos of f of x. So it is cos of log x, okay, into derivative of log x. We know derivative of log x is 1 by x. Is it clear? So now we can see here the denominator x is common in both the terms. Let us multiply x throughout. So what happens? I will get x into dy by dx is nothing but minus 3 sine of log x. Are you following? So I am just multiplying x throughout. I will get x into y dash is nothing but minus 3 into sine of log x plus 4 into cos of log x. Actually, this is a very simple equation. Only thing is you have to follow this first step properly. Okay, so take it as equation 2. Okay, now you again differentiate equation 2 with respect to x. Okay, now I am going to differentiate it again. Okay, so here I have a product rule. Please be careful. So I have to use a product rule. So first function as it is, derivative of y dash is y double dash. That is derivative first derivative is second derivative. Okay, plus now keep y dash as it is. Now derivative of x would be 1. Did you follow this step? I am using product rule here. Keep x as it is. Dy by dx derivative is d square y by dx square plus dy by dx as it is. Derivative of x is 1. Okay, that is nothing but minus 3 into, it's a constant. What now? It looks like what we did here. Now what is derivative of sine of f of x? Sine of f of x is cos of f of x, isn't it? So cos of f of x into derivative of log x. So we know derivative of log x is 1 by x. So I have divided by x. Is it clear? Now look here. Now derivative of, I have cos of f of x. So cos of f of x is, I have minus sine. So I am going to take minus here. Minus 4 times sine of log x. Are you following it? Why I got minus is because derivative of cos is minus sine. So minus sine of log x divided by derivative of log x would be x. Okay. So hope you have followed this step. Now again multiplying x throughout. Okay. So if I, or else let us do some simplification here. So x into y double dash plus y dash is nothing but, let me take a common denominator x here. Now in both the terms I have negative common. So okay, so what I have, 3 times cos of log x. Okay, now minus is taken outside, so I'll get 4 times sine of log x. Is it clear? Okay, now therefore I'll get x into y double dash, or as I told you, you can either write y double dash or you can write y2 plus first derivative can also be written as y1. This is nothing but minus, actually look at this, what is 3 cos of log x plus 4 sin log x? Look at it carefully. So this is nothing but my y, isn't it? So look here, 3 cos of log x plus 4 sin of log x is nothing but y. So I'm going to write it as minus y by x, because by using what? Equation 1. Is it clear? So if I use equation 1, which is 3 cos of log x plus 4 sin of log x as y, I've got here. Now cross multiply x, I'll get, look here, x into x times y2 plus y1 is equal to minus y, because x is already multiplied. Now split it up. X into x is x square into y2 plus x into y1. Okay, this is nothing but minus y. Take it to left hand side. So I get x square into y2 plus x into y1 minus y becomes plus y. This is equal to 0. Is it clear? So this is what I have to prove. Sometimes he may ask you the same thing in this way. Prove that x square into d square y by dx square, okay, plus x into dy by dx plus y equals 0. 0. So if they ask you the same thing in this way also, remember this is nothing but the same thing proved above. Okay, so you can just say hence proved. Okay, I hope you have understood this step, but just understanding will not give you marks. Only when you practice these sums you can easily score marks here. Okay, shall we move to the next question? That's right. So my fifth question is, I have y is equal to tan inverse of x whole square. Show that x square plus 1 whole square into y2 plus 2x into x square plus 1 y1 is equal to 2. This is the question which has been asked most number of times. They've asked it 4 times, and remember 3 times in your March examination. Okay, you can guess that this would be asked for this year also. Okay, whatever it is, let's see how to proceed and solve this question. Are you ready? Let's start off. So I have y is equal to tan inverse x whole square. So take it as equation 1. Okay, so if you differentiate this with respect to x, so first derivative would be y1 is nothing but, this is of the form f of x square. What is derivative of f of x? It is 2 times f of x, isn't it? 2 times f of x into derivative of f of x. What is f of x here? Tan inverse x. Okay, so y1 would be 2 times tan inverse x, okay, into, what is tan inverse of x? We know 1 divided by 1 plus x square. The derivative of tan inverse of x is 1 divided by 1 plus x square. Is it clear? So this can also be written in a simplified form as 2 times tan inverse x divided by 1 plus x square, or you can also write it as x square plus 1. There is no change. We know 1 plus x square is same as x square plus 1. Let us cross multiply. Therefore, I am going to get 1 plus x square into y1 is nothing but 2 times tan inverse x. Please be careful. This is a very easy question also. Let me take it as equation 2. Is it clear? Now, let me differentiate it again. Okay. So, differentiating equation 2 with respect to x. Okay. We get, what are you going to get? Now, this is again a product of 2 functions. Let me keep first function as aside, 1 plus x square. Now, derivative of y1 would be y2. Okay, that is the first derivative. Derivative of first derivative would be the second derivative. Is it clear? Okay, plus, now keep first derivative aside. Derivative of 1 plus x square is, 1 is a constant, so it is 0, and derivative of x square would be 2x. Okay, so this is nothing but 2 is a constant, keep it aside. Now, what is derivative of tan inverse of x? So, derivative of tan inverse of x would be 1 divided by 1 plus x square, isn't it? Now, you can see here, I have 2, now right hand side is of the form 2 divided by 1 plus x square. Okay, let us multiply 1 plus x square, multiply 1 plus x square term on both sides. Is it clear? See what happens. Now I already have 1 plus x square term here. If I again multiply, I will get 1 plus x square whole square into y2. Okay, plus For 2x, I'm going to multiply 1 plus x square. Now y1 is as it is. Okay, this is nothing but, now this term, if I multiply numerator and denominator will get cancelled. I'm just going to get 2. Okay, so you can look at it clearly. This is what I'm supposed to prove it. Okay, if you are wondering, sir, whether I can write 1 plus x square because I have x square plus 1. If you are so worried about it, you can change it as x square plus 1 whole square into y2. Even if you keep as it is, you are going to get 5 marks, no doubt about it. Okay, so 2x into x square plus 1 into y1, this will be nothing but 2. Okay, so this was my required result. I proved it. So I can just say hence proved. Okay, just by 2 or 3 working steps, I can easily get 5 marks here. Please students, practice these sums carefully so that you can easily get 5 marks in this topic. Is it fine? Okay. So the next question I have is, I have if y is equal to sine inverse of x whole square, show that 1 minus x square into y2 minus x y1 is equal to 2. Is it clear? Okay, let us start it. So this was asked in the year March 2016 for 5 marks. Y is equal to, sine inverse of x whole square. Okay, treat it as equation 1, similar to the previous question. Okay, so the first derivative will be, now derivative of f of x square is 2 times f of x, that is 2 times sine inverse of x into, remember, derivative of sine inverse of x. We know derivative of sine inverse of x is 1 divided by root of 1 minus x square, isn't it? As we did in the previous case, let us cross multiply. Therefore, I am going to get root of 1 minus x square into y1 is nothing but 2 times sine inverse x. Is it clear? Let me take it as equation 2. Okay, so if you differentiate equation 2 with respect to x, we get, remember, so let's continue. The left hand side is the product of 2 functions. So we are going to keep first function as it is, that is root of 1 minus x square. So I've kept the first function as it is. Now derivative of y1, we know derivative of y1 would be y2. Okay, plus now I'm going to keep y1 as it is. Please be careful in this step. Now I have to differentiate root of 1 minus x square. Now what is derivative of root of f of x? We know it is 1 by 2 root f of x, isn't it? So that is 1 minus x square. Remember, here the f of x term is 1 minus x square. So you have to differentiate this again. Okay, into derivative of 1 minus x square would be minus 2x. Is it clear? You have to please be careful in this one step. If you are thorough with this step, you can easily solve this question. So kept for this function is kept aside. Is it clear? So I have differentiated y2 plus y1 is kept aside. Derivative of 1 by f of, root f of x is 1 by 2 root f of x into derivative of f of x is minus 2x. Okay, so this is nothing but, right hand side is 2 is a constant. Now what is derivative of sine inverse of x? We know derivative of sine inverse of x is 1 divided by root of 1 minus x square. So because I have 2 here, let me keep it as it is. Is it clear? Let's simplify this. So I have root of 1 minus x square into y2. Now look here, 2 and 2 will be cancelled. Now minus into plus will be minus, x will be multiplied to the numerator. So x times y1 divided by root of 1 minus x square is nothing but 2 divided by root of 1 minus x square. Okay, so let us take LCM in the next step here. So the denominator would be root of 1 minus x square. So it would be multiplied. I already have root of 1 minus x square here. So it will be squared into y2 minus, I am just going to get x times y1 is nothing but 2 divided by root of 1 minus x square. Is it clear? So you can cancel the denominators on both sides. Therefore, now if I have root square is nothing but the single term. Because square and root get cancelled, I'll get 1 minus x square into y2 minus x into y1 is nothing but 2. Is it clear? So I was supposed to show the same thing. I was supposed to show 1 minus x square into y2 minus x y1 is equal to 2. So you can say hence proved. And one notice, this question is actually was not in the textbook, and so there are chances of this question being asked very less. Okay, you don't expect this question to be asked in your examination, but in case by chance they ask you, I think it could be easy enough to solve this one also. Okay friends, so we shall conclude this session by taking one last question for the session. If y is equal to e power a cos inverse x with the condition x lies between closed interval -1 to +1, I have to prove the above result. Okay, let's directly consider. I have y is equal to e power a cos inverse x. Okay, let me treat it as equation 1. Okay, so the first derivative is, now what is derivative of e power f of x? We know it is e power f of x into f dash of x. So what is derivative of a cos inverse of x? We know derivative a is a constant, let me keep it as it is. Derivative of cos inverse of x is -1 divided by root of 1 minus x square, isn't it? So it's very simple. Now let me cross, as in the previous case, let me cross multiply this term. Therefore root of 1 minus x square into y1 is nothing but, I have minus here, so minus a into e power a cos inverse x. Is it clear? So this would be my first derivative. Let me take it as equation 2. Okay, so differentiating equation 2 with respect to x. Okay, we get, what you're going to get? Any guesses? Okay, product rule here. Let me use the product rule. So keep 1 minus x square term as it is. Derivative of y1 will be y2. Okay, plus now y1 as it is, as in the previous case, derivative of f of x is 1 by 2 root f of x, that is 1 minus x square into, now what is derivative of 1 minus x square? Let me write here, it is minus 2x. Okay, so this is nothing but, I have minus a as a constant term. Is it clear? Now what is derivative of, again, e power f of x? Derivative of e power f of x is e power f of x, that is a cos inverse x into, okay, into derivative of f of x. So derivative of a cos inverse of x is, let me take minus a here because it is minus a divided by root of 1 minus x square. Okay, because as we did here, we are just following this once again here. Is it clear? Now here in the left hand side, I'm going to cancel 2 and 2 here. So I just have root of 1 minus x square into y2, plus of minus is minus x into y1 divided by root of 1 minus x square. Okay, so this is nothing but, now minus a into minus a will give me plus a square into e power a cos inverse x divided by root of 1 minus x square. Okay, so what we are going to do it is, we are going to multiply root of 1 minus x square throughout. Okay, we get, if you multiply this term, I have root of 1 minus x square whole square, because I already have the term, into y2 minus x into y1, because if you multiply the term, multiply and divide will be cancelled. Okay, so this is nothing but, again if you multiply, this term will go off. I am left over with a square into e power a cos inverse x. Okay, we have almost approached the solution here. So square and root will be cancelled. So I'll get 1 minus x square into y2 minus x into y1 is nothing but a square into, actually I have e power a cos inverse x. What is e power a cos inverse of x? That is y. How? By equation 1. Is it clear? So you can solve, bring it to left hand side. I am going to get the result. So it is 1 minus x square into y2 minus x into y1 minus a square into y is nothing but 0. Happy? So that is what I was supposed to prove. 1 minus x square into y2 minus x into y1 minus a square y is equal to 0. So we have done it and come to the conclusion of this topic and also this session. Okay, please work out these problems because you're going to get, definitely you're going to get one question probably on this session itself. So if you're thorough with this session, you're going to have 5 marks in your pockets. Okay, so hope you have enjoyed the class, hope you have understood it also. As I usually say, keep learning, keep watching and keep moving ahead in your life. Okay, so hope we meet again in the next session with the different concepts of second PUC mathematics. Okay, so we meet again in the next session. Until then, take care and bye.
ನಾನು ತಲೆ ಎತ್ತಿ ನಡೆಯೋನು. ನಾನು ತಲೆ ಬಾಗ್ಸೋದು 3 ಜನಕ್ಕೆ. ಜನ್ಮ ಕೊಟ್ಟ ತಾಯಿಗೆ, ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟ ದೇವರಿಗೆ, ನನ್ನ ಬೆಳೆಸಿರೋ ನಮ್ಮ ಜನಗಳಿಗೆ. ದುಡ್ಡಿರೋರು ಯಾರು ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ.